Yeah, hey. Ooh. Yeah, hey, buddy, it's me. Yeah, hey, me trapping the fuck Teve. Yeah, you come get me out of the Teve. Yeah, do me not know how to get... Oh. Yeah, hey, who you? Hey, who you? No, hey, that's me, Pee-Pee. Me, Pee-Pee. No, me, Pee-Pee.
Greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines.
You're tuned in to Project Supervillain. We're your hosts. I'm ArcDrifter.
I'm Killboss.
Today, we jump into a review of Little Nightmares 2. And we're actually donning a new title. It's going to be called The Echelon of Epicness. Because we're going to rate it on that. And we thought of a cool name, finally, after a long time. So anyways, yeah, let's just jump into it. This is Little Nightmares 2. Let's go. Okay, so this game released February 11th, and it came out on the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Stadia, and it's supposed to be coming out on the PS5 and Xbox Series X later this year. It's also been developed by Tarsier Studios and Supermassive Games, and published by Bandai Namco.
Little Nightmares 2 is a 2.5D horror adventure through a world spawned from your deepest childhood fears. For the second time, you'll be assuming the role of a tiny person lost within this horrifying nightmarish plane, this time as a boy named Mono. With no idea of how or why you've arrived in such a ghoulish place, Little Nightmares 2 will take you on a cryptic journey to discover the source of the terrors that poison this world, and to make a desperate escape from the clutches of the evil surrounding you.
Acting as a direct sequel to the previous game, Little Nightmares 2 retains many of its elements, and a great story is no exception to the rule. A dark and mysterious entity has managed to enslave the populace of Pale City using a malicious transmission, changing anyone exposed to it into mindless monsters. With very few allies, seriously, there's only 6. You will need to make your way through the corrupted city to try and find not only an escape, but the source of the madness that plagues the area. But as you come closer to the answers, you'll uncover truths that are more sinister than anything stalking the streets of the city.
Well, its story delivers the goods you'd expect. It doesn't necessarily go above and beyond anything that the first game offered. It was awesome, just expected, just, pretty average. Nothing mind-blowing, but definitely well played.
Definitely a 3 out of 5 for the story.
Little Nightmares 2's setting is one of the strongest aspects. The ruined majesty of Pale City constantly looms over you with its twisted structures and decayed streets. The air is wicked in nature and thick with palpable danger. Rain and thunder batter the surroundings, obscuring what's in the shadows, revealing their secret horror with each flash of lightning. Standing above it all, the omnipresent broadcast tower emits its oppressive signal across the cityscape and serves to remind you constantly that evil is never far away.
It's hard to think of any ways in which the setting could be improved. It's exquisitely chilling to wander through. It perfectly encapsulates that feeling of being trapped within a nightmare. This is absolutely the strongest aspect of the game, for sure. At times it gives off kind of a Silent Hillish vibe. It's got that melancholy locale and surrounding, leaving an intense cloud of gloom hanging over you throughout your playthrough. Even more so when we get into the next category, which is the audio.
So yeah, we're giving the setting a 5 out of 5.
Audio is arguably the most crucial element to the formula of the game. Little Nightmares 2's soundtrack and audio design strives to create impeccably accurate soundscapes, perfectly conveying the tone of the dead world surrounding you. Ominous drones and audio stings keep you on edge throughout. Creaks, cracks, and groans echo throughout empty streets and decayed buildings, and you'll wonder if it's simply the sounds of the environment playing tricks on you, or if the city's sinister denizens are stalking you in the shadows, just out of view. No matter, sooner or later you'll find yourself helplessly immersed in the unrelenting discord of the manic depressive symphony that makes up this game's brilliant audio work.
Do we even need to say any more than that? The audio in Little Nightmares 2 is beyond befitting and damn near perfect. Not much has changed since the OG Little Nightmares in the ways of gameplay. Though small improvements have been made, the same 2.5D style persists in this entry. Pseudo-side-scrolling gameplay is blended with a 3D environment which gives you a full range of movement within the game's spaces. Functional and perfectly serviceable, the only time issues become apparent is when the camera loses its focus on the player, or when your view is obscured by objects in the foreground that the camera cannot see past. Giving the player some freedom to change the camera angle would immensely mitigate these few issues, but perhaps at the cost of artistic integrity.
Besides some minor issues, the gameplay was fine. It just proved to be one of the weaker points of the game, shockingly enough. All the other elements just seem to be much more front and center. It serves its purpose, but nobody would complain if the style changed for the sequel.
Yeah, so that's gonna get a 3 out of 5 from us for the gameplay.
Alright, let's just get this out of the way. Mono is uninteresting at best. The main character merely serves as a vehicle for your own experiences, and rarely do you question his origins or what will become of him. Compare this to Six, who is also featured in this game. Throughout these games, Six continues to be an enigma that begs to be solved, with constant question and revelations revolving around her. However, the real stars here are absolutely the antagonists that seek to end your existence. These terrifying figures are what makes this game live up to its namesake. No doubt you will find their twisted shapes familiar in some way, as these horrifying monstrosities are something that could have well once stalked you throughout your childhood nightmares. It's almost as if the developers sat at a table and shared their childhood fears with one another as inspiration to create such vile and malevolent beings.
Despite the main character being quite lackluster, the rest of the cast makes up for it and then some. They fill the game with an unmistakable personality that distinguishes itself from many other horror titles that are available today, especially in the indie scene.
This part gets a 4 out of 5.
So, in conclusion, Little Nightmares 2 is a horror experience which defines itself through its unique and disturbing characteristics, setting itself apart from other games in its genre with its tone and the frightening accuracy with which it brings to life your childhood fears. We highly recommend not missing out on this game. It's certainly one of a kind.
And with that, we rank it a 7 out of 10. Its few missteps in gameplay and character development of Mono hold them back just by a few points, but it's overall a fantastically chilling experience from beginning to end. And it had to be a 7 out of 10 because a 6 was just too little. That's it for our first episode of the Echelon of Epicness. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave us a like. We really appreciate that. If you want to join the squad, make sure you subscribe to the project. We appreciate that too. It's somewhere around there. Hit that button, and also if you want to be notified, there's a notification bell that sometimes works. I recommend hitting that as well. Yeah, if you'd like the content you guys see here, you can find us streaming at twitch.tv/ProjectSupervillain twice a week over there, and we even do lots of cool stuff. We actually add this video and lots of other stuff to a weekly news stream over at GNN. That's Gaming Nest News. That's from National Esports Tournament. Our buddies there, we produce a news segment for them once a week, so go check that out as well. The link will be down below.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just, this is our PSV one, right? Okay. There we go. So yeah, that's Little Nightmares 2. Definitely give that game a play. It's awesome stuff, but we are done for today. We will see you guys next time. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Project dismissed.
Peace out.
Yeah.